Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Fantastic Four number 29. This is a tie-in for the One World Under Doom event. Let's talk about the creative team, which we have the writer of the Doom event, Ryan North, with pencils by Corey Smith, inks by Oren Jr., Jesus Alberto on colors, letters by Joe Caramagna, really cool cover by Joe Cassara and Dean White. In this issue, the impossible has happened. Doctor Doom has taken over the world, and the Fantastic Four are not going to let that stand. As Reed locks himself in the lab trying to figure out the problem of Doom, Ben treats Sue to a trip to New York with their mutual friend Jen She-Hulk Walters to help her get their minds off of things. But tensions after vampires overrun the world in their blood hunt remain when Ben, Sue, and Jen find themselves on the wrong side of a mob justice. They face a choice. It's one they will not be able to take back. There's a lot happening here, so let me just set the table very quickly. If you haven't read One World Under Doom, you'll probably be a little confused, but just know that Doctor Doom has taken over the world and pretty much he's ruling every country. Although not very hands on yet, he definitely has an influence. And then the other thing is that after the events of Blood Hunt, some of the vampires that were turned are now no longer affected by the sunlight. Like they are still vampires. They still have all the need for blood and hunger and everything. And the only thing that has changed is that they are no longer affected by the sunlight. So how does this come into play? Well, I I mean, Ryan North. One thing I like about his writing, and one thing I like about this issue is that, like my buddy Josh and the podcast, like on if you watch our live shows, he's talked about how each of these issues is overall a pretty much standalone story, and you could just jump in. Like we aren't just in here to catch a glimpse of what's going on in this moment in Ben and Sue's life as they go see their friend in New York, who which just happens to be the She-Hulk. Which is really cool. I love their dynamic. I love their relationship. They go way back. But Ryan North is very subtle at putting in like these things that, like we have to deal with now in the Marvel universe. There are vampires that are going through a tough time and they are facing just people going after them for being vampires, even if maybe they had nothing to do with the big event, right? Maybe they just happened to be somebody that was turned, and now they are living as vampires, and it was not by their choice, and they really just want to be left alone, but they still have the need to feed, and there's really no, and Doom is using this hatred of vampires to kind of drive his own agenda. So I think Reed and the team discover that in order to take down Doom, they can't do it on a big old scale, right? They've already tried on the One World Under Doom event. They're gonna have to do little things, and that's just a good lesson. Like sometimes if you want to change things around you, you have to start small and then kind of go from there. Fix the problems that you can, and that's what this issue is all about, and that is amazing, amazing. I really love that. Like just the idea that there's a lot of hope and there's a lot of things that you can still do. I think Corey Smith does a really good job giving us whether it's a friendly lunch, a mob chasing vampires, or even these young vampire kids who are now suffering, and they know that once they get hungry, they're gonna lose control. There's a lot of feelings behind that, but the way this issue resolves, it's a lot of fun, and it still leaves you. It's like this book is very entertaining, but then on another level, it's a little messed up, and then on like at the end when you get to it, it just hits you one more time in the gut. So yeah, there's definitely a lot happening, but very very entertaining, which is the reason I read comics, is because I want them to make me think about stuff like that, or I want them to help me escape into these different worlds that Marvel and DC and all these other companies are creating, right? And this one accomplished both, which is quite a feat. But Ryan North is fantastic, so I knew this was going to be a fun one. I need to catch up on the actual Fantastic Four series proper. I'm like maybe 12 issues behind, but like I said, these are so episodic that you could just jump right back on whichever one you were left with. So if you read this Fantastic Four issue, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, Hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.